Are you listening?
Star Wars. If you're a longtime viewer of the Nerf Report, you'll know that this franchise defined my childhood. And as a gamer, Star Wars video games have held a very close place to my heart. Honestly, I will never forget riding swoop bikes on Tatooine in Shadow of the Empire, or pulling a Star Destroyer out of the sky in Force Unleashed. Who could forget fighting in the Clone Wars as Mace Windu, or sneaking my PlayStation Portable in high school so I could play Star Wars Battlefront with my classmates. Sorry, Mom. But recently, it seems that Star Wars video games have hit a snag. And this week, EA has announced that they have canceled yet another Star Wars video game, which marks the second Star Wars game that EA has canceled in the last 5 years. But why the hell would EA cancel a Star Wars game? Who's really at fault in all of this? Well, this is starting to sound like a brand new segment that I'd like to call Gaming PI. So, where do we begin? It was the spring of 2013. EA was on the hunt for a new IP, and Star Wars was the blonde dame looking to be developed. Before you could say Yankee Doodle Dandy on a hot summer day, the two signed a multi-year licensing agreement that promised to be the best thing that had ever happened to the Star Wars franchise. Fast forward to 2015 and EA unveils Star Wars Battlefront, a first-person shooter game that transports gamers to the planet of Hoth, Tatooine, Endor, Jakku, and Sullust. Now the thing is, EA, they promised a bright future for Star Wars fans. They even promised an exciting linear action-adventure Star Wars project, directed by none other than Uncharted's Amy Hennig, which was being developed by Visceral Games. The game even had a codename Ragtag. That was, up until Visceral was murdered. Murdered by none other than EA. On the October of 2017, EA announced that it would be shutting down Visceral Games. In fact, at this moment, EA famously said, as we kept reviewing the game, it continued to look like a much more linear game, which people don't like as much today as they did 5 years ago, or 10 years ago. That's cute. I'm just gonna put this right here, and while I'm at it, I'll put this right here. Maybe this. Anyway, back to the story. EA also announced that they would be transferring the development of Project Ragtag to another studio, although it would be completely revamped. And that studio being EA Vancouver. And by revamped, EA planned on turning Project Ragtag into an open-world game built from the ground up, with a new codename called Project Orca. According to Kotaku's Jason Schreier, Project Orca was very early in development, but involved playing as a scoundrel or bounty hunter who could explore various open-world planets and work with different factions across the Star Wars universe. But unfortunately, just like Visceral, Project Orca was murdered. Murdered by EA. EA announced this week that Project Orca has been scrapped in favor for a smaller-scale Star Wars project that fits better into EA's launch schedule, with a planned launch of 2020. That's right. EA scrapped not one, but two really cool-sounding Star Wars games. And the most recent cancellation was due to the impatience of the corporate mind that is EA.